الحمد لله رب العالمين. نحمدك اللهم سبحانك كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك. نحمدك اللهم آناء الليل وأطراف النهار معترفين بسلطانك، حامدين شاكرين لنعمائك. ندعو الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يديم علينا نعمه ظاهرة وباطنة، وأن يلهمنا العزم والعزيمة والصبر والثبات على أن نحمده على تلك النعماء، اللهم آمين. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، يحيي ويميت وهو حي لا يموت، وهو على كل شيء قدير، شهادة قامت بها السماوات والأرض. ندعو الله سبحانه وتعالى ألا يحرمنا إياها لحظة لقائه، اللهم آمين. وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وحبيبه، أدى الأمانة وبلغ الرسالة ونصح الأمة وكشف الغمة، وتركنا على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. اللهم اجزه عنا خير ما تجزي به مرسلا ونبيا. اللهم شفعه فينا شفاعة لا نعذب بعدها أبدا. اللهم اسقنا من حوضه شربة لا نظمأ بعدها أبدا، اللهم آمين. محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم طب القلوب ودواؤها، وعافية الأبدان وشفاؤها، ونور الأبصار وضياؤها. صلى عليك الله يا علم الهدى، ما هبت النسائم وما ناحت على الأيك الحمائم. My dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, our sons and daughters, the future of Islam, inshallah Rabbil Alameen. شهر Ramadan, the month of Ramadan, the rahmah, the maghfirah, and itqun min an-nar, the month of mercy, forgiveness, and the release of the hellfire, inshallah Rabbil Alameen, inshallah. No doubt for us Muslims practicing one of the 5 pillars of Islam, fasting, month of Ramadan, we're following the teaching of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where He's saying, كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. Addressing the believers that it is the month of Ramadan, it is the fasting of the month of Ramadan Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordained upon us Muslims, as it was ordained upon nations before us, and for all of those people where Qur'an has been ordained on, we may reach that level of taqwa, being connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as much as we can, following His teaching as hard as we can, and trying to reach that abiding by whatever He is asking us to do, so we may reach that level of fearing Allah, abiding by the teaching of Allah, and having deeply in our hearts what Islam, what Allah, and what Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam have been teaching us to follow in order to be guided the best way ever. No doubt, that's the month of Ramadan, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordained it upon us. But one more thing, and it's really unfortunate, some Muslims, and I'm saying some Muslims, are ignoring or not recognizing or not celebrating or not abiding by where Ramadan Shahrul Qur'an. The month of Ramadan is the month of the Qur'an. The month of the Qur'an. Now, even those who believe that Ramadan is the month of the Qur'an, when we read the Qur'an or recite the Qur'an or attend the night prayer Taraweeh and listen to the Qur'an, we do not pay enough attention to the deep meaning of the Qur'an, in order to take it as the best guidance for us in our life, to live in happiness and in harmony and pleasure in this dunya and the hereafter. Today, inshallah, we'll be focusing in how the month of Ramadan is the month of the Qur'an. It is in the teaching of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Qur'an, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah 185, is teaching us that شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. Where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching us that during that month of Ramadan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has brought down the Qur'an هدى للناس, as a guidance to all people, in order for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the teaching of the Qur'an will be guided by the Qur'an, inshaAllah Rabbil Alameen. And some people would say, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن, the month of Ramadan where the Qur'an was brought down. But we know from the seerah that it wasn't only during the month of Ramadan, but throughout 23 years, 13 years in Mecca, and 10 years in Medina, Quran was revealed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by angel Gabriel to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Is there some kind of contradiction between the ayah of the Quran in here and what the seerah is telling us about Ramadan? No contradiction whatsoever. Here's what happened. In order to understand and to celebrate and recognize and to be blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and think about this deeply in order to make the month of Ramadan while you're witnessing and practicing the month of the Qur'an. Here is the story. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept the Qur'an with him in al-Lawh al-Mahfuz, beyond the seventh heaven, there. In that guarded place there, the 114 chapters of the Qur'an, the 604 pages, there with him, subhanahu wa ta'ala, waiting for Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to come, and then the Qur'an would be revealed to him one ayah by one ayah, groups of ayat by groups of ayat, a whole chapter of the Qur'an within the 23 years. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the order for the whole Qur'an to come down from beyond the seventh heaven in al-Lawh al-Mahfuz to the first heaven, waiting for Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to come, and then Jibreel will take over, will do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ordering him to bring the Qur'an little by little to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. No doubt Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is able and capable of bringing the whole Qur'an to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam at once, the whole Qur'an at once, in a fraction of a second. But Allah knows, as we all know, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is a human being, he's a prophet and messenger. And just imagine for the sake of argument, in a course you're studying at a college or university, and your instructor, your professor would tell you that that book which he has, not the Qur'an, put the Qur'an aside, 604 pages, all right? And I need you to memorize that book from A to Z. Understand the whole book from A to Z. Apply this in your life. During that course you're studying, during that period of time, semester of 2.5 months or 3 months, and will score you either A, B, C, D, or F. You flunk the course. Won't be fair. Would be too much. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he brought down the Qur'an, waiting for Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to be the best gift ever for him and for us, during that night of Ramadan, Laylatul Qadr, Inna anzalnahu fi Laylatul Qadr, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ. During that night of power, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala poured down the whole Qur'an in the first heaven, waiting for Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to be revealed to him by angel Gabriel within those 23 years, out of the mercy of Allah to Muhammad as a human being, to receive and to understand and to comprehend and to memorize and to teach it to the Sahaba, to his followers at that time. Cannot be taught within a fraction of a second, or in 1 minute, or in 1 day, or in 1 month. It has to be taught during all of those years, 23 years. And now Qur'an is available for us. We have it in hands now. We have to celebrate. It is the month of the Qur'an, the month of revelation, the month of guidance, the month of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would give us the Qur'an to study and to understand and to comprehend, and not only all of the above, but most important, to apply this Qur'an in our life as guidance. That's the story in here. We have to take it this way. It's really, as I mentioned before, some Muslims will take the month of Ramadan fasting. Wallahi, yani it's from 3:30 in the morning till about 9 o'clock, and no food, no drink. And I'm really struggling and striving, and I'm doing well. This is great. This is the best I can do. That's great. That's so wonderful. But how about the other things during the month of Ramadan we should do, as taking that month as an intensive training for me, so for the rest of the year I would have that energy to keep me going, that knowledge to keep me going, that wonderful guidance to keep me going throughout the year. Qur'an, I have to study, and I have to listen to, and I have to read, and I have to recite. هو كتاب الله تعالى الذي لا يأتيه الباطل من بين يديه ولا من خلفه تنزيل من عزيز حميد. This is the Qur'an, this is the revelation, and you can challenge yourself. Don't challenge Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you find out any contradiction in this Qur'an, challenge yourself if there is an answer for each and every single issue in your life. The answer is there. Challenge yourself to find out how it is the best guidance ever for anything you would like to be guided at. That's the Qur'an. This is our roadmap in life. We have to be heavily dependent on the Qur'an to help us and to abide by the Qur'an. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is telling us and teaching us من جوامع الكلم في القرآن قوله أتاني جبريل. And listen to this very carefully, wallahi. أتاني جبريل فقال يا محمد إن الأمة مفتونة بعدك. إن الأمة مفتونة بعدك. فقلت له فما المخرج يا جبريل؟ قال كتاب الله فيه نبأ ما قبلكم وخبر ما بعدكم وحكم ما بينكم وهو حبل الله المتين وهو الصراط المستقيم وهو قول فصل ليس بالهزل. إن هذا القرآن لا يليه من جبار ويعمل بغيره إلا قسمه الله ولا يبتغي علما سواه إلا أضله الله ولا يخلق عن رده وهو الذي لا تفنى عجائبه. من يقل به يصدق ومن يحكم به يعدل ومن يعمل به يؤجر ومن يقصد به يقصد. الله أكبر. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Prophet of Islam and the Messenger of Islam, telling us something about that Qur'an, that revelation, that book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, telling us that Jibreel came to him one day and told Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, your ummah, your people, your Muslim will be in a huge trial. They will be tested. There will be a lot of division. They will be divided somehow. They won't be united. They will be misguided. Isn't it what we're having today? Huh? Wallahi, exactly. As Jibreel alayhi salam explained to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam about his ummah. Today, wallahi, exactly, this is what we're having. Aren't we fighting each other? Isn't it the killer is a Muslim? And those who are killed are Muslims? And the ways and the means by Muslims? And the others are watching and benefiting. Jibreel is telling Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam about what happened today. We're talking about 1400 years ago. 1400 years ago, predicting what might happen to us Muslim. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the Prophet of Islam, asked him, فَمَا الْمَخْرَجُ يَا Jibreel? What is the way out? What is the solution? How we can handle this situation? Jibreel said it in one word. Kitabullah. The book of Allah. That's it. That's the answer. You take us out of this trial? Yes. Out of all of these disputes and division and not being united and fighting each other? Qur'an, Qur'an, Qur'an. And Jibreel alayhi salam gave the details how the Qur'an would be the best guidance ever. How? فيه نبأ ما قبلكم. You would like to know about some nations before you, what happened to them? Many nations before you. The nation of Christ, peace be upon him. The nation of Moses, peace be upon him. The nation of Noah, the nation of Yusuf, the nation. You study, and it is in the Qur'an, in order to read all of those stories and what happened to them. Whoever was abiding by the teaching of Allah, safe and secure and prosperous and everything. Whoever was totally against, you know what happened as a kind of punishment to them. Destruction by means of many things. It is there, study it, to learn from it. Not to do anything from the scratch, but learn from them and see and draw some lessons in order to say, of that nation, according to the teaching of the Qur'an, along with their prophet and messenger, this is what happened to them. We will never do the same. We'll do it differently. فيه نبأ ما قبلكم وخبر ما بعدكم. Whoever is coming after us, you will find in the Qur'an as a prediction, Allah is telling us, here is what is happening. This is the formula. 1 + 1 is 2. Here's what happened to those people if they do such and such and such. This would be the outcome later. You want to do the same, or you want to do what Allah is teaching you to do. You have the past and you have the future. And you can make the comparison and live the present in order to plan good for your life. That's what it meant by the explanation of Jibreel alayhi salam. وَحُكْمُ مَا بَيْنَكُمْ. Among yourself, how you manage your life. Go to the Qur'an. How to instruct people around you. How to relate to each other as Muslims. How to relate to non-Muslims around you. How we can coordinate and cooperate. How you build your community and your society along with everyone around. And no hatred, no animosity, no disliking, no disputes. It is there. وَهُوَ حَبْلُ اللَّهِ الْمَتِينَ. It is the greatest robe of Allah, very powerful, if you hold in that robe of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will never be misled or be divided or have any dispute. وَهُوَ الصِّرَاطُ الْمُسْتَقِيمُ. It is the straight way. Not to the right, not to the left. Straight way. You don't have to think where you can go. I have my GPS. It would tell me where I can reach my destination. Though it's not always doing well. Sometimes it would mislead you. But take Qur'an as your GPS for a while, to tell you where to go. And الصراط المستقيم, in that straight path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَهُوَ قَوْلٌ فَصْلٌ. Whatever an ayah or a verse of the Qur'an, it is to the point, very precise, no buts, no ifs. You cannot dispute any ayah of the Qur'an. قَوْلٌ فَصْلٌ. This is the way it should. Just understand it, comprehend it. If you can, ask the interpreters of the Qur'an, علماء التفسير, to give you the right and the best interpretation of that ayah in order to guide you. ليس بالهزل. It's not a joke. It's not something you can, let me find out about it, let me see, and so on and so forth. إن هذا القرآن, and this is a great point Jibreel alayhi salam is making to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, as well as for us, and you will understand how it is the best guidance ever. إن هذا القرآن لا يليه من جبار ويعمل بغيره إلا قسمه الله. الله أكبر. Bring any, I don't like to give any titles, but I have to. A president, or a king, or emir, or a ruler, or a mayor, or governor, or anyone in a position of leadership would lead his community or his nation or his society away from the Qur'an, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will destroy him totally. You wanted to have some examples throughout the history of mankind? Pharaoh. And there are many, by the way. And still many we have. Pharaohs, the dictators, the tyrants. Follow anything rather than the Qur'an, they were gone, they were destroyed, they were vanished. By any means, by any means. And anyone in the future would have the same fate. Wallahi. Wallahi, no doubt. Because this is what Jibreel is telling Muhammad, and this is what Muhammad is teaching us. Think of your leader. Which way you're following? The Quran and the teaching, or you're following something else? لا يليه من جبار ويعمل بغيره إلا قسمه الله ولا يبتغي علما سواه إلا أضله الله. No. We have the knowledge. We have the scientific research telling us such and such. We have some other guidance, to tell us what we should be doing. As long as all of the above are consistent with the teaching of Islam and Quran, take it. And if there is some scientific approach, medical speaking, or whatever, and it's saying and we'll find, it's really consistent with what the Quran is saying, take it. You cannot ignore it. You cannot say no. Because now science has been proving many things mentioned in the Quran 1400 years ago. We have to take it and make advantage of it. But if not, follow the teaching there. Follow the teaching there no matter what. And you will see how successful you are. وَلَا يَبْتَغِي عِلْمًا سُوَاهُ إِلَّا أَضَلَّهُ اللَّهُ. You seek some knowledge outside the Quran there, the teaching of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will be definitely, certainly, without any doubt, deviated. You will never be in the straight way. That's the way. وَلَا يَخْلُقُ عَنْ رَدِّهِ. Yani some people would read the Qur'an over and over and over. In your copy, maybe you have it for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. And you look at it, and it never be destroyed. It never be vanished. It never. The printout is still the same, subhanAllah, though it is a printout in papers, manufactured by human being. There. Or if you look at it differently, and 1400 years ago, when the Qur'an was revealed to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam memorized it by heart, teach it to the Sahaba, to his companions around him, to learn it and to memorize it by heart. And they transmitted that memorization of the Qur'an generation after generation, till it was the point for Qur'an to be collected and be recorded, and have copies of the Qur'an in order to be transmitted and taught. Till they have about 5 copies in the Amsar in different places. Till today, until the day of judgment, since day one of the revelation of the Qur'an, till today, till the end of the world, till the day of judgment, the same. No difference whatsoever. Not only by verses, not only by words, but even by letters and consonants. The same. Never be changed. The only revelation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nowadays we do have the same. Never be distorted. Never be changed according to some human being and so on and so forth. It is there. So no one would complain there. No. This is a version, and this is another version, and this another version of the Qur'an. Unless and until you come to the translation of the Qur'an. No doubt. Translation of the Qur'an, you'll find different translation and different meaning. But translation, whatsoever that translation is, even if you have it done in a piece of poetry, it would give you different meaning than the original language that piece of poetry was created with. A lot of people challenge us, Muslims, say, I read the Qur'an, the translation, but here is one meaning, here's another meaning, I found it on another translation, here's a third one, so which one you're following? I would say none. It's Arabic version. Qur'an was revealed in Arabic, but I don't understand Arabic. Arabic is not my native tongue. I have to relate to the translation, relate to translation of the Qur'an, but be careful. Go and ask a scholar. He would tell you why that translation is not the accurate or correct one. وَهُوَ الَّذِي لَا تَفْنَى عَجَائِبُهُ. We're giving more description of the Qur'an there. Wallahi, till today, when you read about the wonders of Qur'an and thinking we have discovered every single wonders of the Qur'an, there is still many you cannot find out about it. This is the beauty of the Qur'an, the marvelous thing about the Qur'an, the greatest part about the Qur'an. No matter what, how eloquent in the Arabic language you are, how sophisticated you are, how much of knowledge you do have, you will find some other things to tell you this is another wonder of the Qur'an. This is another miracle of the Qur'an. This is another thing, to have. Oh, we did not know about this. So look in here. And many. If you'd like to know, by the way, go to any Islamic reference talking about scientific things we have in the world. See what the Qur'an is saying about it. You will find many. You can have this as a specific area to study in order to find out that the wonders of the Qur'an there. مَنْ يَقُلْ بِهِ يَصْدُقْ وَمَنْ يَحْكُمْ بِهِ يَعْدِلْ وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ بِهِ يُؤْجَرْ وَمَنْ يُقْسِمْ بِهِ يُقْسِطْ. Allahu Akbar. If you speak up the Qur'an, you're telling the truth. You don't have to come up with things in your own, say, this is my statement about such and such. No, it is the truth. You're telling the truthfulness and you're sharing the truth with people. And if you're judging if you're controlling, if you're in a leadership, but you utilize the Qur'an, you will be an absolute justice system there. Without the Qur'an, it's unjust. With the Qur'an, it is all just, because Allah is fair and just. And He created us to be fair with each other, just with each other, and this is the only way would really fulfill such a thing in our life. وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ بِهِ يُؤْجَرْ. You follow the teaching of the Qur'an, you will be rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَنْ يُقْسِمْ بِهِ يَقْسَطْ. If you swear in the Qur'an and say, this is the way I will tell the truth, you are really truly telling the truth. Ramadan, Shahr al-Siyam, no doubt. Ramadan is the month of fasting, no doubt. May Allah reward all of us for our fasting and help us, inshallah Rabbil Alameen, to accomplish that wonderful goal in this month of Ramadan, but also keeping in mind, it is the month of the Qur'an. Read it, understand it, comprehend it, apply it in your life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide all of us to the best, inshallah. inshallah رب العالمين. لا زلنا في رحاب المصطفى. البر لا يبلى والذنب لا ينسى والديان لا يموت. كل من آدم خطاء وخير الخطائين التوابون والتائب من الذنب كمن لا ذنب له. ادعوا الله وأنتم موقنون بالإجابة. الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى. الحمد لله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأصلي وأسلم على رسول الله صلاة وتسليما يليقان بالحبيب المصطفى النبي المجتبى صلوات ربي وسلامه عليه وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. My dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, our dear sons and daughters, the future of Islam inshallah Rabbil Alameen, and our dear guest, our Reverend with us today, visiting with us. We welcome him to celebrate the month of Ramadan with us. Ramadan شهر القرآن. قوله صلى الله عليه وسلم إن هذا القرآن مأدبة الله فأقبلوا على مأدبته ما استطعتم. Ya Allah. This is the teaching of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Quran is the banquet of the month of Ramadan. The banquet. Now I know when we're invited to a banquet, a great dinner, or a great